welcome to Flashback Generations. We are looking to run through the entire back catalogue of video games by Games Workshop and give an honest review on each. A bit on my background. My name is Sai and I've been an avid tabletop and computer gamer my whole life, so it's fair to say I have a lot of opinions when these two mediums merge, especially as I was a GW fanboy in my younger years. Game number 1 is a pretty modern number. It is Warhammer Quest. Warhammer Quest is a direct tabletop conversion of the 1995 game set in the old world and developed by Rodeo Games, who are specialists at mobile and portable gaming. I'm going to break the game into 3 segments here. What it does well, what it does alright, and what doesn't work. Hopefully that gives a decent overview to know if it's for you or not. Let's start off with the good. The theme is spot on. If you like the old world of Warhammer, then this setting is very on key. There's a hint of Tolkien to it, and the music will tell you right away you are in a sort of drab fairy tale. There's a tutorial available, but it isn't really necessary. This game is very easy to pick up and play, made evident with being cross-platform and quite minimal UI. Just click on a character and move or shoot to a place that is highlighted. The model animations look superb. It's all overhead though, which is a slight shame because the glimpse of animation you see just want you to tilt the camera just a little bit closer. The rules are a direct translation from 1995. This in itself should be a massive positive, as several GW games like Talisman and Blood Bowl do this too. If you like a straightforward dungeon crawler, then this game can quite easily scratch that itch. Onto the could be better stage. Continuing about the direct rules translation, they literally make you read every part of the script. This is fine for the board game, but in the video game there are so many options to make this not such a heavy text adventure. Quite often key mission parts are mixed in with story ramblings, and it's very easy to miss the context of fluff and actual mission design. Also, with this direct translation there is a lack of real innovation roleplay at work. Your characters don't interact, and there's no grand story for why you are doing what you are doing. There could have been some real nice innovations here with a moral compass control or real peril events. Everything is very soft and inconclusive. As it stands, there's not much threat in any random events. Every dungeon gets very repetitive quick too. I know that this is based on the original game, but it had a finite amount of design room to fit in a box and on your table. This game lacks the courage to put additional tiles in. The mission variety suffers greatly too. After your 5th dungeon, you'll quickly realise that this game will repeat like this forevermore. Towns were one aspect I felt could have expanded greatly. There isn't enough to do there, and although the opening animations are quite beautiful, they get old quickly too. As before, the towns become a heavy text adventure in themselves. The item drops in the game are all random. This is alright I guess, but there could have been some mechanics introduced to make it more appealing. Once you reach a certain level, item drops lose most of the satisfaction or mystery too. The music is superb, but its loops are not quite long enough, and the cuts between maps, explore and combat make it sound awful choppy at times. The sound effects themselves are pretty dull and repetitive. The sound of the bow being drawn really grates after a while, and there's no variations with characters taking damage. This is acceptable however, coming from an iOS game. Now onto the bad parts of the game. Waiting for the walk cycles to finish so you can click on the next action. Honestly, this is terrible design. It's the same thing with magic and combat animations too. It all just takes so long to finish a turn. During the enemy's turn, there is a faster button you can press, but it just makes it run at a speed you wish the game played at. I praised the model quality earlier, but they fall into the trap of reskinning a rat and later be called a vicious rat. I don't have a problem with that especially, but it just feels lazy. There's a lot of dice rolling happening in this game, and it rarely gives you any feedback on what is required. I would like to see some percentage chances on enemies to know what my odds are. You're completely blind clicking enemies. Think of Blood Bowl and how they did it correctly by hiding nothing. Having the dice rolled would have made you aware that no cheating is going on too. There is no big story arc. Of course, there wasn't in the board game either, but this is a video game with a map, so they introduced most of the elements to it anyway. This might have meant some bigger work from the ground up, but once you're 2 hours in you realise that you've seen everything and it only gets more repetitive. Even your characters leveling up, there isn't quite the progression you would have hoped in terms of satisfaction. It's not a true RPG. I'll end with saying Warhammer Quest isn't a terrible game, but it missed some very easy opportunities to be brilliant. Fixing the UI elements isn't enough to save it, however. At its heart, it's a dungeon crawling RPG, and that is what is missing entirely. There should be more interaction with the game's storylines, artwork and universe, and less unreliable reading points and go nowhere. My final score for this is 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think and what we should cover next.